dear friends. Here, how are you all? I hope that you all are fine here. And here I also fine. So, friends, here I Arun Kataria, your friend. Friends, today I decided to start with the English of 10th class with the poem Fire and Ice. So let's start. But before starting, an humble request to you that if you have not subscribed yet my channel, then please subscribe to my channel. Please press the bell button for getting further notification. Share my video with your friends. Please share your comments and like also. Okay, so let's start with the poem Fire and Ice. But in this video we will be say the theme, central idea, literacy device, and the question answer of the poem. Okay, so let's see the theme of the poem. The main theme of this poem is destructive nature of emotions run amok out of control. Run amok means out of controls, whether it be love or hate. Both can consume us if they are not controlled. Okay, so oh, see the central idea. The central idea of this poem is about the hypothetical end of the world, with the speaker asserting that it will be destroyed either by fire means desire or ice means hatred. Okay, here desire is used for fire and hatred is used for ice. Okay, so now let's see that this poem revolves around a strong message that either it is love or hate both are equally destructive in nature. Okay, so let's see some revision notes. The first note is that this poem has been written symbolically. Next is the second. The poet says that there are mainly two opinions about the end of this world. One by fire, which symbolizes human quality like desire of something, and another by ice, which symbolizes human sin like hatred. Okay, see the third. As fire can spread very fast and can cause great destruction in no time, likewise, our desires may also prove very destructive if they are not controlled. The fourth part is that the hatred causes slow destruction like ice, but it is also very harmful. Okay, now let's see the literary device of the poem. The first one is assonance. Assonance means assonance, the example I hold with those who favor fire. Okay, alliteration. F in favor fire and W in word will are alliteration. Now see the imagery. Two examples are there. First one, some see the world will end in fire. In the second one, to see that for destruction ice is also great. Now let's see the fourth and fifth. The fourth one is anaphora. Anaphora example, some say, is repeated at the start of lines 1 and 2. Okay, now personification. Case personification. The poet personifies fire and ice by giving them mind and power to destroy anything. Okay, so now let's see the rhyme scheme of the poem. So, first of all, see the poem before the rhyme scheme. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to see that for destruction ice. I also great and would suffice. Okay, so now let's see the meaning of this full poem. So let's read one by one. सम से द वर्ल्ड विल एंड इन फायर, कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि संसार का अंत आग से होना चाहिए। सम से इन आइस, कुछ कहते हैं बर्फ से। फ्रॉम वट आई हैव टेस्टेड ऑफ डिज़ायर, लेकिन मेरी इच्छा यह है कि आई होल्ड विद दोज हु फेवर फायर, मैं उनके पक्ष में हूँ जो कहते हैं कि आगे से होगा, आग से होगा। ओके, नेक्स्ट, बट इफ इट हैड टू पेरिश ट्वाइस, परंतु यह अंत दो बार होना हो तो आई थिंक आई नो एनफ ऑफ हेथ, मैं जानता हूँ कि घृणा में भी बहुत है। टू से दैट फॉर डिस्ट्रक्शन आइज, यह कहना कि विनाश बर्फ से होगा। आई इज ऑल्सो ग्रेट, में महान है। एंड वुड सफिस, और पर्याप्त होना। ओके, so now let's see the rhyme scheme of the poem. So today I am also telling that how to see the rhyme scheme. Okay, if any times the question asks you for telling the rhyme scheme of the given paragraph, first of all see the last word of each line, as the last word of this line is fire, ice, desire, fire twice, hate, ice, great, surface. Now give the first as A, second as B, not second. If C, ice is not similar as fire, so give it as B. Then desire and fire are similar to each other, so give it as A. After that I hold with those. Now fire, again A, fire and fire. Then twice ice are similar, then B. Then is hate is not similar to fire and not to ice also, so it is neither A neither B, so we can give it as name C. Then is ice and ice is similar as B. Then hate, great are similar, then give it name as C. Then last is surface and ice are similar, give it as B. Now one thing important, if अगर कोई सा भी सिमिलर नहीं है, सपोज A B C D E F, we are getting every time this, means that is free verse poem, means that poem has no rhyme scheme. Okay, so the rhyme scheme for this poem is A B A B A B C B C B. Okay, clear? So now if we see in our NCERT book of English, there is no question answer. There are only one question. Let's see them in extra questions. So, extra questions based on this poem. Okay, see the question number 1. The paragraph is given to us. From that the question will be asked. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So the first question from this is that what is the poet opinion of the world in these lines? So the poet opinions of the world in this life will that the world will end in fire. Okay. Now let's see the second question. What is the contradictory opinion of public? The contradictory opinion of public is the debate whether the world will end in fire or in ice. Next question. What does fire stands for? Fire stands for human quality like desire. Next. How are fire and ice similar to each other though they have contradictory traits? So the ice and fire are similar in the sense that both of them would destroy everything in the world. Okay, so now let's see the question number 2. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of it to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would surface. So the first question from this stanza is that what does it refers to in this first line? The it refers in this poem as first line is world. So we can tell that it refers to this world. Second part of this question, what do you mean by perish? We mean by perish to die or destroy. Okay. Now let's see the question number third. What does I stands for? I stands for coldness or hatred. I stands for coldness or hatred. Now, fourth part of this question. What would be the cause of destruction? Ice or fire would be cause of destruction. Okay. So now let's see more questions related to this poem, which are very short answer type questions. For frost, what do fire and ice stands for? Who was Frost? Frost was the poet of the poem. Okay, poet of the poem Fire and Ice. The word fire stands for desire in the poem. It indicates all types of greed and lust. The word ice in the poem indicates hatred and indifference, which is as called as ice. Okay, now let's see the question number 2. How has Frost brought out the contrasting ideas in this poem? The desire propels us in hot pursuits of something, hence, it is compared with fire. Hatred makes us cold towards others' feelings. The coldness of ice can numb our sense. Similarly, the coldness of our hearts can numb our kindness. That is why heater has been compared with ice. So let's see the next question. Write down two different views about the end of the world. So the first view is that there is a debate that is going on about the end of the world. People say that the world will end in fire or in ice. Second, world is transitory. Nothing is perennial in this universe. Now let's see the next question. Why does the poet hold with those who favor fire? According to the poet, desire is powerful and would be a quick end. Moreover, the fact that he has had personal experience with desire leads him to first conclude that the world will end in fire. Okay, so let's see the next question. Write the sum and substances of the poem Fire and Ice. Answer. The crystal clear that the poet is trying to give is that nothing in this world is eternal. Everything will perish either in fire or ice. We should thus not forget this supreme reality and keep ourselves above all selfish matters. Okay, so now next question. To say that for destruction ice is also great for the poet. What does ice stand for? How is it sufficient to bring the destruction? So we can write the answer is that the ice symbolizes heated. Heat is just as power as desire. While desiring consumers quickly, hate can occur and linger in people's minds and hurts for years and sometimes even lifetimes. Heat can thus be very destructive and sufficient to bring destruction. So now let's see the next question. But if it had to perish twice, how will the world perish twice? According to the poet, the world will end due to the fire, which symbolizes desire. But if the world had to end twice, then it will be due to hatred symbolized by ice. The poet feels that there is enough hatred in the world that is spreading among the people. This hatred will end the world one day. Okay, so now let's see the last question. Which age old questions does the poem revolves around? The poem revolves around the old age questions of whether the world will end in fire or in ice. The poet determines that either options would achieve its purpose sufficiently well. Okay, so here our this poem ends. Thank you for watching till the end. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you are not subscribed, and comment in my channel also. Okay, thank you for watching till the end. Bye bye.